Hello, friends. Hello, YouTube subscribers. And if you're watching this and you're not a YouTube subscriber, if you're not my YouTube subscriber, please feel free to subscribe so that you can see all my new videos. I'm going to be doing this into the foreseeable future. All right. Today's topic. Today is Wednesday, March 25th. Today's topic is, let me read it. I hope I'm entertaining you too. Look, this is a really hard time, and humor is an extremely useful skill, just like breathing is right now. So I do amuse myself a lot in all sorts of ways, and I'm sharing that, and maybe some of you don't find me funny. If so, I apologize. I find myself funny. I'm pretty amused with myself. Okay, the topic for today, and I'm a little bit squirrel. Anyways, yes, my focus is not completely on all the time. The topic for today, let me read it, and then I'll be back. Okay, the virus. COVID-19, coronavirus. Our topic is, this is not a first responder emergency. And let me explain that. Yesterday on a call for a class that has nothing to do with the virus, my Heart of Business mentor, Mark Silver, made that statement. He said, the situation we're facing right now is not a first responder emergency. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to write that down. So I wrote it down because I'm looking at my notes from yesterday. I literally wrote that down. And as I kept sitting with it, like the rest of yesterday, I kept sitting with this, and I was like, oh my gosh, that completely explains this. And let me share with you my thoughts about how this explains it. Okay. As he explained, we are used to an emergency being a fire on building. A building on fire. Look, I'm flipping my words. I do that. I'm not dyslexic. I don't flip letters, but I flip words. It could be some form of dyslexia. I flip words. I also invert numbers sometimes. But anyways, you don't need to know that, but now you do. We are used to an emergency being a building on fire, a shooting, a bomb that went off, the tornado that's coming for the town, the hurricane about to hit the coast. We are used to an emergency being a sirens and fire trucks and police cars situation. That is what we are used to an emergency being. We are used to, it's a 911 emergency. An emergency is 911. You call 911, emergency vehicles, emergency personnel come in that moment and respond to it. And the coronavirus is not a first responder emergency. It is not. And we all have no idea what to do with that. Absolutely not. And this is why some people are doing bizarre things, like having fistfights over toilet paper, because people do not know how to respond to a biological epidemic. We do not know how to respond to a biological threat, to a biological emergency. Because, for instance, I'll share my experience yesterday. So in the morning, get up, get ready for work. Yesterday I had not been to my office for 4 days. So got up, got ready, headed to work. That's what I've done for years now. Drove the same way I always drive. In driving to work, Yesterday was a pretty day. Today it was raining. But yesterday was pretty. Sun was out. Birds were singing. Everything. It's a spring day. Spring morning. I'm driving to work. There were fewer cars on the road, but there were still cars on the road. And nothing's on fire. Nothing's blowing up. People are just doing what they do every morning. So I'm observing this. I'm like, okay, driving to work like I always do. Get to work, doing my thing. Again, last night, driving home, same thing. Like, it doesn't look like there's a problem. And I think this is really messing with everybody's heads a lot. Yes, it is. And it's creating something called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a term for when we're holding two opposing ideas. So I think a lot of us are experiencing this. That, we hear the news, we hear the science experts talking, the urgency they have, which is absolutely real, and we need to listen, and yes. And then we look outside, and it looks okay. We look at our neighbors, they're doing what they're doing. We look at the roads, people are driving their vehicles. Many stores are open because they're essential. The grocery store's open and the gas stations are open and everything looks okay. And then that makes us go, okay, these people say, the experts are saying we need to do, stay home and be really careful and wash your hands and wipe things down and clean things. But then we go, but everything looks okay. So I think we're really struggling with that cognitive dissonance of things look okay, but the virus is moving. The virus is doing its little virus thing. Think back to your biology classes. What did you learn about viruses? Did you learn about viruses? Viruses and bacteria but viruses, especially viruses, take over their host. Bacteria are more like parasites. They live on and in their host. Viruses take over the cells of the host. They're like little terrorists. They take over your cells and they force your cells to make more viruses. Bacteria, they operate a little differently. They invade your body and do bad stuff too. But viruses hijack your cells and force your cells to make more viruses. But we can't see it. We can't feel it in the sense of, like if you get exposed to a virus, in the moment you get exposed, you don't know you've been exposed. Chances are. You have no idea. Because viruses are stealthy. They're sneaky. So they get in your system and then they're doing their little virus thing. And typically for a period of time, you have no idea you have a virus. For days, you're fine. You're fine. You feel fine. And then you start to not be fine. But this is a slow process. A biological epidemic it's not that slow, but it's slower than a building on fire. It is slower than a hurricane. It is slower than a tornado. It is slower than a shooting. And the urgent, imminent, emergent 911 emergencies are what we're used to. So I just wanted to share that today because when Mark Silver said that yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, that just explains so much to me. And for me, again, I'm an information person. I'm a detail person. Running through that in my mind yesterday and really processing that helped me tremendously. It put a really different frame on what's going on. And so I'm sharing this hoping that it may help some of you put a different frame on things. What we're dealing with now it's unprecedented. It is simply, we Most of us alive today have never dealt with anything like this before. So if you're feeling like, I don't know what to do, of course you don't know what to do. None of us do. None of us have any experience. It is unsettling. It is unnerving to face something you've never faced before. That's normal. It's normal. What you're feeling is normal. Hear that, hear that. It's okay. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. So we need urgency in the sense of we need to be careful. We need to take precautions. We need to be as safe and well as possible. We don't need to hoard toilet paper. And we don't need to be cruel to others. Right now, and all we can do is deal with right now. Right now, supplies are coming. Right now, there are supplies. Right now, there is food and other supplies. Things are getting to the stores. Things will continue to get to the stores. The truckers are still driving. Transport is still happening. Feed mills are still making feed. Food plants are still producing food. Farmers are still growing food. We don't need to panic. We need to have urgency. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Stocking up on essential items, stocking up on shelf-stable food, beans and rice. I'm working on my list of what I'm going to plant in my garden, and beans are going in. Beans that I will harvest and dry beans, because they're shelf-stable, and they can just go in the pantry. So be wise, but don't, and then calm yourself. Back to the feel the feelings, let it go. Feel the fear, let it go. Feel the anxiety, let it go. Feel it, and then take some action. Do what you can, whatever that is. If you're at home, take care of yourself. Take care of your kids. Take care of your family. Make your meals. Keep things simple. If there's stuff, do tasks at home, clean up, spring cleaning, whatever, that's fine. Connect with others. Reach out to your family and friends. Via text, via phone, video chat. I'm hearing people are doing video chats with people. That's cool if you're into that. But if you're not, text, email, Facebook message people. Let people know that you're here. Let people know you're thinking about them, even if you can't see them in real life right now. That still means a great deal to folks. Do what you can, and that's it. Get through the day. It's all we can do right now. It's all we can do, and that is enough. And you're going to keep hearing this from me. Whatever you do today is enough. You will be okay. We will get through this. It is hard. It's absolutely hard, and we've never faced anything like this. We are out of our league, and that's why you feel that way. Can we get through this? Yes. Yes. Humanity will get through this. I believe that. Things are going to change. Oh, a whole bunch is going to change. We'll get through. We will get through. And I am very touched and heartened to see, I just got a message on Facebook from a friend who inviting me to this Maryland community support group. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing or what the purpose of it is, but I think it's for us to help each other. And I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. A lot of the people starting it are nurses, are healthcare people. and other helpers. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, that makes me feel really, really good. Take care of yourself. You got to do that. And take care of others. But please take care of yourself. Until tomorrow.